It's time for breaking bread with Papa. Hey, don't you know? Hey, it's our goal. Hey, it's time for breaking bread with Papa. Hey, don't you know? Hey, it's also a show. Hey.
Welcome back, everybody, to Breaking Bread with Tom Papa. I'm Tom Papa. Thank you so much for joining us at the table once again. We have a great show for you today. We have Atsuko Okatsuka. She is an amazing comedian. She's super funny. Make sure you check her out on Instagram. She does this hilarious thing with her grandmother, which is, I think, one of the funniest things on Instagram. She's really, really great, and we have a great conversation with her today. And we also have a quick bite with my good friend, Rachel Feinstein, who is a hilarious comedian out of New York City. She's been on the show before. We're going to check in with her and see what's happening in New York City and how life is with her new baby and living with a fireman. So a quick bite with Rachel. We'd like to thank the good people at Talkspace for showing up today and sponsoring our good program. If you're feeling overwhelmed lately, you're not alone. Start feeling better with a single message. Talkspace Online Therapy matches you with a licensed therapist from the comfort of your device. It's a great thing to be able to just connect with somebody who will actually listen to you and give you some assistance and just help you make sense of your feelings. I mean, welcome to the new world. Get $100 off your first month with the code PAPA, P-A-P-A, at Talkspace.com. That's Talkspace.com, and get $100 off your first month with the code PAPA, P-A-P-A. Also like to thank our good friends at Wild Alaskan Company. We love Wild Alaskan, and you're going to love them too. They send big box of frozen seafood right to your house. You keep it in the freezer. You pull it out at mealtime. You make a quick, healthy meal that comes from wild-caught seafood from Alaska and the Pacific Northwest. Love this company. You're going to love them too. You have a lot of choices when it comes to what you eat, but it matters where your food comes from. Right now, you can get $15 off your first box of premium seafood when you visit wildalaskancompany.com/papa. That's wildalaskancompany.com/papa, P-A-P-A, for $15 off your first box. Very exciting. Okay, so we've got a great show for you today. We've got Atsuko coming up first. And I have to say, I'm very excited. She's got some Japanese background. She's got some Chinese background. And like I've said on this program before, I've been trying to improve my skills. And Atsuko is really no help. She has, it seems, her one grandmother was a really good cook, but she doesn't really give me any confidence that I'm going to be able to do it. I just made a huge thing of meatballs. We had one guest come over our house who was a meat eater, and everybody else was a veggie. And I broke in and made meatballs. I got so excited that there was just one meat eater coming that I made, I think, about 50 pounds of meatballs. They're still in my refrigerator now 4 days later. But I got so excited. And you know what? Maybe that's just in the DNA. You know, I grew up Italian. There's Italian people. I can try and make good Asian dishes. If I really, really tried, I could probably do it well. But, you know, it's not going to be that thing. It's not going to have that heritage that just baked into the genes. These hands are supposed to make meatballs. These are meatball making hands. I know it sounds kind of ignorant. But as you find when I talk with Atsuko that I'm not really that off. She is really great. She's super funny. She is going to get this beautiful bread from me. Her response to the bread, I think, is the best of any guest that we've had. And I just love her to death, and I want more people to know her and her comedy. So right now, enjoy Atsuko Okatsuka. She's a very funny comedian. We have a great conversation here at the table. Enjoy. Well, thank you so much for being here. I baked you this bread.
Yeah. Wait, did we start?
And yeah, we're starting right now.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
This is in it. Yeah, there'll be a whole intro about how fancy you are and stuff later.
Right, of course.
I don't want to do it in front of you because it'll be too embarrassing.
Okay.
When I say how much I love you and admire you, like to your face, is weird.
No, I get it. Yeah, that transition was so smooth. I'm sorry for breaking it up. Okay, back
It's
to
okay.
it.
I mean, it's weird that you're still breaking it up, but
Yeah.
it's still.
No, keep going. It's the floor is yours, Tom.
Thanks.
Go ahead,
Atsuko.
intro me.
No, the intro comes early.
Oh,
Jeez,
right.
you're not
Fuck, I fucked it up.
listening.
I'm not
No.
listening. Right, you're
I
sorry.
can't say how much I admire you yet. I'll drop it in as the interview goes along, so you
Sure.
get an idea what the intro is going to be. But I'm
Of
not going to
course.
drop the intro right now.
Of course.
But
No, I get it.
did bake you this bread.
Yes, that's what you were saying. Thank you so much. It's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous, and it's. I
What
baked
is-
it.
what is
I
it?
baked it last night. It is a country blend. It's a sourdough bread. It's called a country blend, which has wheat and rye and all-purpose flour. It's a mix of that with sourdough starter, and the
Wow.
flavor of this is a little smaller. And I could have given you something that I baked this morning, but I did this last night. Mm-hmm. It's still good. It's going to be good for days. But the flavor of this is going to be so deep and so good that
Wow.
I picked this one out of the three that I could have given you, because this is I don't want to bore you, but this is
No.
a 24-hour fermentation, which
Okay.
was means overnight it was fermenting, so the flavors get really, really deep.
Right.
And it came out so perfect, and I figured this is the one. This is the one for you.
It looks so good. I don't care about the size. Size does not matter to me. It's the depth.
Right.
And you said the word deep.
Yes,
And so thank you so much.
you're welcome.
This is so not like up my alley knowing anything about baking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so
Well, I was a little disturbed because last night
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, this one's perfect. This is going to be good. I think it just feels right. And then
What
I saw
happened?
a post that you posted. I
Oh.
think I read it correctly.
oh my gosh. Yeah.
Did I read it correctly?
You read it correctly. Yes, while you were presenting me this piece of beautiful bread, I was thinking, about my grandmother. Because
What happened?
She just got diagnosed with celiac or something like that, where she can no longer eat gluten. Isn't that so
No.
crazy?
And you said in the post was very funny. She's 85. Just let her. Why even tell her that?
Yeah, I know. Yes, she's 86. Why did you even have to let her know?
Right.
What's the point?
Yeah.
What's gonna change?
Right.
Can't we just let her think she just poops her pants sometimes now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let her think that's a norm, because that's what happens when you're older.
86.
It's like, should I tell her she can't eat dairy anymore either? She knows that. She knows she can only, there's a certain point, right, in your life you hit, Tom, where you can only eat like 3 things.
It's very true. I
That's-
watched it with my grandparents.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
What are their 3 things that they can eat still?
Well, they've passed now.
Okay.
But at the end it was they just eliminated everything.
Mm-hmm.
And even my one grandmother, who was like this amazing Italian cook,
Right.
she was down to just eating escarole, which is like a leafy green.
Oh, nice.
And she would just eat this tiniest piece of that.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And this is kind of gross.
My heart.
This is kind of gross. But she would, if she had meat,
Okay.
she would chew the meat,
Yeah.
but not swallow it.
Interesting. Wow.
She didn't even need it in her system. She would
Just
just kind of
to give
get
it a
rid of it.
taste.
Just give it
Just
a little
for the taste.
Just for the taste.
Oh my god.
But I feel like that kind of happens naturally to
Mm-hmm.
us, right?
Yeah. Well, we become babies, and babies can only eat 3 things.
Right.
Like 1, 2, 3 things, I'm pretty sure, right?
Right.
And it's got to be mushed up. They have to eat small.
yeah.
Right?
Right. Or they're going to throw it up at the table while they're looking at you.
Exactly. Sometimes they eat just for the taste too. Like I've seen babies just literally spit out the food. They're just I hate this taste, or I don't need it. And that's truly what senior citizens are going through too.
Yeah.
Yeah. If we could just normalize it and not tell them devastating news. I'm like, she might have only a few years left. She really,
Right.
now she's walking around, her immigrant neighborhood being like, does this have gluten? Does this have gluten? And let me tell you, the neighbors are talking.
I know. And well, here's the thing to bring it back to me.
Yeah, of course. Yes.
I have friends that
bread.
have gluten intolerance and gluten whatevers, different degrees. This bread they were able to eat.
Oh.
Because, and again, it depends on like if she's really celiac and there's nothing really you can get around. But
Right.
I had friends that were kind of eating bread. Like I always thought in my head once I started getting into this like 6 years ago,
Yeah.
why do we show up and this food that we've been eating for centuries is all of a sudden bad for us? And it was
Right.
because the bread that we were eating wasn't really bread. It had tons of ingredients, all this extra additive sugar, the combinations of all these other things that was making us feel sick. Flour, water, salt, and yeast
Yeah.
with a long fermentation, and it's breaking down its own sugars and all the rest of it. I've had friends, I don't know if your grandmother makes it, who've been able to eat my bread when they couldn't eat other bread.
That's so interesting.
Isn't it?
I think I had known that. Well, you know what? I thought human beings were evolving. I thought it was like humans that were literally starting to just deteriorate. So that's good to know that it was actually the food.
Oh, you thought we were getting weaker.
We were getting weaker, and
Right.
the earth, the earth was being kind to us. Like, we only have 15 more years. You might as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's not such a bummer. We're not a bunch
Right.
of healthy people on the last day of Earth.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. No.
Yeah.
We're okay. We're just being poisoned at times.
Got it.
Yeah.
I had
by
seen-
other human beings.
For sure. I had seen the ingredients on like Wonder Bread. It was long. It was a long list.
It
So
is.
stuff like that.
Yeah. That
Yeah.
we can't give to grandma.
No.
What have you eaten today?
Today I ate just 2 hard-boiled eggs.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah. And,
And you've got your little egg
I have an egg necklace on.
necklace.
It's like my power breakfast. You know?
It's a great breakfast.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
all you really need to eat.
And bread, good bread.
Okay, so yeah, tomorrow,
Mm-hmm.
or maybe when you get home today, you slice this and just toast it with a little butter.
I will.
And then you're going to be like,
And then
why
just
did I
sneak
just
one
eat an
into
egg
my-
this morning?
You're right. You're right. I will shame myself. I will say, wow, I've been eating Wonder Bread. I did not know Vanderkamp, or I think that's a bread factory. There's a huge one near my place. Yeah.
Right.
It looks like a castle.
Right. Oh, really? You're near that thing?
Yeah, I'm near that thing.
Oh.
And I just wonder, like, all the ingredients going into that.
Yeah.
I'll eat this. I'll sneak a piece into grandma's mouth, too, just to see what happens.
Yeah.
Is that murder?
No. What-
Attempted.
No.
Okay.
I mean, it depends what kind. If it's a big piece and it's going to choke her, yes. If it's a small piece she can easily eat and
Right.
she's going to have a digestive problem, no, you're okay.
Yeah. She's like, oh, my stomach feels funny. I'm like, yeah, it's a Tuesday, 86-year-old grandma, right?
Now, your grandma, you've
Yeah.
made your grandma a little bit of a star.
Oh, my gosh. Yes.
It's so funny because I showed my wife. I was like, "You have to." She wasn't aware of your Instagram account, and so I just spent 20 minutes going. No, look at this one. No, wait, now look at this one. Wait, this one when they're in the hot tub, and I'm like going through because it's so
Yeah.
delightful. And my wife's comment was, "Grandma gets it."
Oh,
Right?
wow. Yes, she does.
And she
Grandma
does
gets
get it, but she's in this little frail package, like where
this gluten-free package. Yeah, this little shriveling, getting smaller package.
yeah.
Yeah.
What made you start putting grandma into them? Was she funny always, or you just felt like she's a fun prop? How did you do it?
Just a prop comic. I'm a prop comic via this is senior citizen abuse, elder abuse.
It's so funny.
No, she never. I didn't know she had like a performer in her. She had hidden it all her life.
Right.
Because she was always a caretaker. She raised me, and then she takes care of my mom still. My mom has my mom has schizophrenia.
Oh.
And so my grandma just has been a caretaker all her life, never got to really shine as, because she likes to laugh. She's not necessarily like a funny person. I was surprised too. But then,
Right.
the pandemic hits and our true selves come out.
Right.
We're just hanging out with ourselves.
Yeah.
And I was like, Grandma, do you feel like being in this video where I'm just dancing? You don't have to do anything. Just kind of like have fun with me. And it's fun to make these videos. They only take like 2 minutes to make. And she had so much fun. And then I read her the positive comments. And that's really what kind of like, I think, hooked her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
She got a taste of
like,
adulation.
Yes, right. Yeah, people need that,
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Do you read through your comments?
I do. Like, I'll scan it. And it depends what I've done and what I'm looking at.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if I've been on someone's show that has a divided audience or something like that, a trolley audience, then I kind of like, then I become the guy, I become the artist that doesn't look at comments.
Of course, yeah, please don't.
No, I don't,
yeah.
I don't look at comments. It's not really why I do it. But then if I do something positive, like after we do our thing, I'll look at those because I know that it's going to be very few things that are shitty.
Right. It's hard to tell though, because there's always like one person that hurts you.
Yes.
Just like one rando,
Right, exactly. That drops something totally unrelated.
Yeah.
That's just about like how lame you are or whatever.
For real.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's so specific. And I kind of always believe it.
Well written.
That's so shitty. Yeah, I'm like, oh gosh, you have big words in here. Okay, SAT, high score person. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Those are the more hurtful ones. But I don't really care as much as I did in the beginning of all of this.
That's
do
good.
You?
That's good. I'm a very, not sensitive, but I do care about what other people think.
Sure.
And so I still have to learn how to deal with that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a constant, yeah.
I love my fans, so
Right.
that's why I'm going on tour. I want to meet them.
Yeah.
After shows, I take time to talk to all the people.
Yeah.
It's I have to probably stop it soon because it is affecting like my family. In that like.
What do you mean?
My husband will be like, okay, like we've been here like 4 hours now.
Oh, at a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I aspire to be like Selena Quintanilla in the way she treated her fans.
Right.
But then one of her own fans killed her. So.
Yeah, there's a fine line.
Yeah. No, for sure. But you said so you no longer care and you just know you have that self-confidence.
I kind of Yeah. I'm trying to live that way more actually. Like you should actually be aware of like those I'm not living and dying on people's comments. You know what I mean? There's enough positivity.
What if my mind just got blown right now? I was like, really?
Yeah.
Why do you do it? Why do you do what you do?
No, for the positivity. For the positivity, 100%.
Right.
And that's why I do dip in and we'll check things out.
Right.
But if somebody pops off, like I think we're starting to learn that the people that they're not really critiquing you or giving you any like valuable feedback on the things you create.
Yeah.
They're just being shitty.
Right.
It's like going through a city street and there's a couple that's kissing on the bench and there's an old lady buying flowers and there's someone with their pants off screaming at the telephone pole and then there's a kid on a bicycle. And it's like, okay, so if I run through and see the guy with his pants off, I know he's not well.
No, for sure. Or he's angry at himself.
Right.
That's what my grandma always says.
Yeah.
They don't hate you, they hate themselves.
She's very right. She's very right. Does she get negative comments and does she have to deal with it now that you've dragged her into the fame game?
I know, that's what I'm so worried about. I'm so worried. I feel like a dance mom. I do because my grandma has a Twitter account now.
She does.
She has 17,000 followers.
Oh my God.
Just a regular 86-year-old woman, wants nothing to do with the industry.
Yeah.
She just opened one up one day and then she just said like, hello everyone, I love you or something. Boom, 17,000 followers.
Whoa.
Just like that. I think it's because she's unassuming and just wants to spread like positivity.
Yeah.
But I worry because people are so shitty and she does read the comments.
Yeah.
I mean, she's already taking care of a mentally ill daughter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But does that make her a little impervious to comments like that? Or do you think that
no,
she's got bigger problems than that?
Well, No, strangely. It's this
Yeah.
weird thing where she's learning kind of social media for the first time. So every
Right.
comment feels real.
It does feel real.
She might think, these people mean something more, just
Yeah.
because.
Yeah.
Right? Like when your parents probably got on the internet, everything seems so real
Oh, 100%.
and true.
And they don't have it's a short training, but the training that we have of going through this minefield.
Right.
Like my wife I don't look at comments really. If it's something positive, I'll just go like, oh, look at all those funny little, like laughing emojis, and okay, people like that one.
Right.
And then if I see then some I don't look at, is I just know like, oh, this one, who knows? This joke is about whatever.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter that I don't look at the comments, because then my wife walks into my office and is like, did you see the comments? And it's like, you're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to. You're supposed to stay off them.
Yeah, it probably feels more real to her.
Yes, right, like your grandmother.
Yeah, and so because things are so magical to her nowadays.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
It
yeah.
feels like you can't see the people above, and then suddenly we have a vaccine. It's like that.
Right.
It's like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's is she like? Does she want to make more with you? Like, is she like looking at you like? So when are we filming this week?
She has asked that before, just to like have fun.
Yeah.
Because it's also an escape for her, and that's nice. But she doesn't have plans to like try to be famous.
Right.
Or really, truly like be at my tour.
Yeah.
For example.
Right. Yeah, that's interesting. Her making an appearance would be pretty big.
I think she might for the LA one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah. Folks are like, are you taking her with you to Columbus? And I'm like, she's 86. She just found out she can't eat gluten. Like, we need to she's gonna stay in LA.
Yeah, leave her alone.
She'll be a part of the show somehow, but it won't be physically there, being physically there.
It's funny. I don't know why I'm thinking of it, but one of my friends couldn't do meet and greets, didn't want to do meet and greets because of the pandemic, and just wasn't feeling comfortable enough to touch the people.
Of course, yeah.
But they're bringing a cutout of themselves and leaving it in the lobby so people can take pictures of it.
I love that. Tom, do you have
Grandma.
a cutout? Oh yeah, a cutout of grandma.
Cutout of grandma.
Oh my God,
is pretty great.
Exactly her height. She's a tiny woman, so it wouldn't take up much paper.
It could fit in the carry-on.
Oh my God, it could. Oh my God, and she could be smaller. We could even make her smaller than people won't know.
Yeah, you can make a little,
Oh my God.
desk-size one, actual size.
Yes, that's amazing. That's a brilliant idea.
It's a good idea.
Wow.
And you just leave it in the lobby while people are coming in.
Yes.
They could take pictures with her.
Oh my God, and at the end, it's like she's made it home, and then I can present her little grandma.
That's pretty great.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that could be really good.
Tom, are you a PR master over here? This is good PR. I mean, it's smart. I mean, there's summer beer, there's water. We are at an Italian restaurant.
There's one flaw to this,
What?
and maybe you can help me solve it, because you
Okay.
seem very thoughtful. The problem is that
There's no
today I
waiters?
just brought you bread. Well, there's no waiters, but a lot of times you want to eat and drink, and sometimes guests will bring donuts or whatever, and
Right. Oh.
chewing on a podcast into the microphone is what I have learned when you talk about comments. Is one of the things that makes people more
my
angry than
God.
anything else in the world.
Right.
So we can't really eat and drink but the setting is kind of
Perfect. I mean, it asks for it. It does. It asks for it. Yeah, that's why it's I didn't go there, I wasn't you're the one that brought it up, I was like, wow, this is
What's
great.
the solve though? What's the solve? Hang around, and if the guest has more time, you can eat after, or do you start eating before
And go
Get
and
a little
talk
something
about
in?
the experience. Like, that was great. Only if you could hear the way we were enjoying the food.
Yeah, maybe before.
Maybe before, yeah.
And then
I-
you're a little satisfied.
Or can the guest eat away from the microphone while you describe what you're seeing?
Yeah, and if
Yeah.
it wasn't for the video part, we could just make it up. Like, this is amazing.
Right. Right.
What is the food in your house?
The food in my house is trash.
It
Tom,
is?
it's trash.
Really? Why? Who's who's in control?
Me. Well, I don't live with my grandmother. She's like 20 minutes away.
Okay.
The food in her house is great. It's
Is it?
heaven. She cooks. She's self-taught. She raised 3 kids on her own. She's a great cook.
Right.
Yeah.
What does she cook?
She cooks a lot of Taiwanese meals
Uh-huh.
and Chinese dishes. Yeah, a lot of Asian dishes, which happen to be gluten-free, a lot of it anyway.
Right.
So that wasn't so bad.
Oh, that's good.
For her.
Right.
Right. Soy sauce does have gluten in it, though.
Oh, it does.
Which, yeah, when I told her, she literally looked like she just wanted to die.
Oh no.
And that's so hard.
It's really hard. She's
like, soy sauce?
Yeah.
I was like, you could still eat rice. She's like, but what's the point?
Right.
What's the point? What do I put on the rice? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That was hard.
Where did she grow up?
She grew up in Taiwan, and in the small village, Taiwan, and then she lived in Japan for a little bit when my mom met my dad, who is Japanese.
Got it.
And then straight to LA, baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you were born here?
I was born in Taiwan too.
Oh, you were born in there?
And then grew up in Japan, then came here, yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're just like so international.
You really are.
We're like 3 countries.
Can you speak all the languages?
I can.
You can?
Yeah, but I can't cook. Life has a way of balancing itself out.
I think it did.
Yeah. You can cook.
I can cook, and I'm trying to learn Italian in my car.
In your car. So is it like a CD? Sorry, I don't
Yeah.
know. I only have a CD player in my car. I'm sure you know.
I don't want to be fancy, but I have Bluetooth.
Oh, Tom, you're doing great. Of course, I'm so sorry to assume you would even...
I'm kind of a big deal.
You would even mess with a CD player. Of course, yeah. So it's like
It's a
file.
Pimsleur thing, and the problem with it is that you have to say it back.
Uh-huh.
So they say, vorrebbe mangiare qualcosa, and you have to say it out loud.
Okay.
Which is very annoying, weird, and upsetting for my family when I'm in the house.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I wasn't aware there were other people around while you were doing this.
Well, I'm not. That's why I'm in my car doing it.
Yeah,
I
you
only do
have
it in my
to.
car.
Relegated to just you doing it while driving, yeah.
And it's I'm enjoying it. I'm learning a couple things. But it's such a struggle. And I wish that I knew Italian already. I wish I knew any other language
What was
already.
it that you just said to me? Do you know?
I said, do you want something to eat?
Oh, okay.
Vorrebbe mangiare qualcosa.
Oh, yes.
Ah.
I don't know how to say yes even. Is it C?
Si.
Oh, okay. I didn't
Si.
want to assume.
Si.
I think I saw it in some kind of Italian new wave movie.
I learned Spanish in high school, so my default is just throwing Spanish words in as
Of course.
responses.
I did that when I was in Germany.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it was sick. They hated it.
Went to Spanish in Germany?
Yeah, so I was in Germany, and when I was trying to talk to the people and they didn't speak English, I just naturally went to Spanish by accident. And they were like, yeah, bitch, that doesn't work either here.
That's worse.
Yeah. I was like, I truly, yeah.
So I think I would. Do you use the languages a lot? Do you talk with your family? And
I speak Mandarin the most because my Taiwanese side lives in LA.
Okay.
Japanese, Tom, there are no Japanese people in LA.
There's not?
Do you have any Japanese friends? Think about it. How many Japanese, speaking Japanese folks do you know?
None.
Comedian-wise, even, I have 2 comedian friends. Aiko Tanaka and then Kazuku Sano. But that's also assuming,
Right.
we want to speak Japanese to each other all the time. But
it's interesting because when I was getting ready to come see you, I was thinking about that. I was thinking there's not that many Japanese comics.
No.
There's always these Asian nights.
Yeah.
And it's like a mix of everybody. And I was wondering, and I am curious, when you are the only one of a handful of things, when you're only if I were to go to Australia and I was the only American, when you're in LA and you're in comedy and you're one of the only Japanese, do you get tired of having to be like, I'm representing the Japanese people, all of the Japanese people at this moment? Or is it kind of fun to be different?
Yeah. You know, like people rarely bring it up really anymore. I think people just got tired of it. Like, so it's actually nice. Like, I don't actually have to think about it that much.
Right.
The only time I'm thinking about it is like, oh, I wish I had someone to like practice Japanese with.
Right.
And then, but that's about it. You know, I've like hosted a Japanese American event before.
Right.
Just because they wanted a Japanese American comedian, and there I was.
Right.
So I've done like
So
events
that,
like
yeah.
that. But yeah.
Are the Japanese a funny people?
Oh gosh, you know, they're very physical comedy. So I grew up watching slapstick, a lot of slapstick. And we're big fans of like Lucille Ball and, you know, the main guy, I forget his name now, Charlie Chaplin.
That guy.
Yeah. So it was like slapstick. I know Italian Americans are funny. Italians are funny.
Italian Americans are funny, but Italians, when I was in Italy looking for comedy, it's slapsticky too.
Oh, it is.
I mean, I couldn't even find comedy clubs. I could find a place that was doing a comedy night.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as far as like the spoken word comedy, it seemed a little more slapsticky.
Interesting.
Yeah, isn't that interesting? Because Italian Americans, they are very different. I'm sure the Italians are like,
where the way just like talking, I mean, not just talking fast, but also like having stories to tell. And it's like, I feel like there's roasts happening in between family members.
Right, exactly.
I think it's so great. I've always I've always envied big families. I have it's just 5 people in mine.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
God, just like a big ass, like where you have
big
cousins.
Sloppy family, yeah.
How big is yours?
It's big. I'm one of 21 cousins.
Oh my God. See,
So,
what a
like,
dream.
Yeah, growing up was a dream. Like that big mess of a thing was great.
Because you can also be like, if you wanted to, you could also check out at the dinner table. You don't have to be seen if you don't want to.
It's
you know
true.
what I'm saying? Yeah.
Yeah. It's weird though, because now everyone's kind of moved. And I run this dinner each Christmas. I try and get everybody back to New Jersey for like this one dinner.
Right.
And like other generations are coming, like all my cousin's kids and that kind of thing. And it is good. Like we're holding on to it somewhat.
Right.
But on the day to day, it's not like every weekend you get to see your family like we did when we were growing up, because we're in LA and there's others in Northern California and there's others in Florida, and you know what I mean? It's like
there's a pandemic.
Yeah, it's like almost all these choices have kind of ruined that.
Yeah, for sure.
That aspect of it.
Yeah. Then there's cardboard cutouts.
But there's some but I get envious of my small knowledge of Japanese culture.
Yeah.
It seems, after growing up in New Jersey with a crazy Italian family, it seems like like peaceful, like like there's a thoughtfulness and there's a calm that I'm envious of.
Well, Tom, I'm here to tell you, it's a sad calm. It's sad. You know how okay, let's go back in time, like Highlanders, right? Like Scottish Highlanders, they die screaming, yelling. They're so proud, even if they're getting beheaded, like Mel Gibson in that movie, right?
In Braveheart.
Samurais, they die in silence, alone, and I think it's kind of like been passed down, that kind of sadness, that kind of like, I do it for honor, but what's the point of honor if all my friends are not around me?
Right.
You know,
right.
And no one sees me going. I think there's a true sadness in Japanese culture, Tom.
Really?
You just look around, you know, it's very underpopulated. Japan is underpopulated. So folks aren't dating, folks aren't getting together, folks aren't having kids.
Yeah, I read that. That was one of there was something that about the global population going down, and they cited Japan as like one of the, not red alerts, but like this country is dropping faster than others.
Yeah. And then there's more
Why?
robots and more anime and anime porn because like they just were such a workaholic society and like just kind of traditional, like, you know, don't just be quiet, be polite, like don't try to stick out. But that's like so suppressing, and then you just like you become a company man.
Yeah.
And so folks are like, I don't want that anymore. And the women are like, I don't want to just be a wife anymore.
Well, that's good. So young
Yeah.
people and women maybe will change the tide.
Right, yeah, hopefully. But then they're also like, because it's still so traditional, the society, if you do get married, you do have to like drop your job and you do have to like be a good wife. So,
Right.
and having a kid out of wedlock is super looked down upon. So people are just not going to have kids.
Oh,
you know?
weird.
And the robots are going to keep taking over. And
Do you have
anime.
better robots?
I mean, there's like sex robots and
There are?
right, yeah,
Really?
and sex. What is it? Just like, well, there's sex blow-up dolls. We know about them.
Sure.
Sex dolls.
The classic.
Right, but I think they're trying to create, you know, robots that will satisfy your lonely needs as well.
Right. And that's a weird thing after the story you just told of like people that are lonely because they're avoiding each other. And
Yeah.
it's like, why make a robot? Just go knock on the door.
Because humans are so scary, Tom. Because being vulnerable is so scary. That's what I'm saying. It's like they're just like, I'd rather just be like quiet. Dinners with family is peaceful, but it's because everyone's like so scared to like be themselves, and that's
Right.
messed up too.
Yeah.
Italian Americans, I'm like, I know like everything about you.
Right. Way too much immediately.
But then we can figure out like what to do with that information.
Right.
You know, literally my family like dinners when we do have like a bigger gathering.
Yeah.
Nobody talks at the table. It's literally just like quiet. You hear the silverware.
Really?
That's where I learned to be funny. If I could
Yeah.
even just get somebody to crack up. You know, because we would just always sit in silence. One day, you know, as a kid, I just was like, well, this is really fun. We should do it again. And I saw my uncle crack up. And that's when I was like, like, I want to do that for people, you know?
Break that tension.
It's like, who died?
Right.
It's just dinner. We have nothing to say, no news, no nothing. Nobody has an update.
Yeah.
Nobody
nothing.
wants to.
Nothing.
Because they're afraid to be judged or something.
Yeah.
Isn't that
it's
wild?
It's really wild.
But
it
yeah.
is wild.
But it is also beautiful at the same time. I can see, you know.
Yeah, I know, especially during the Olympics. You know, all these sweeping shots. It's just like, I mean, whenever they talk about wherever the Olympics are, and they're always like, oh, this country is down on their ass because it's cost so much and it was chaos and it was a horrible thing. That's always the narrative.
Right.
But then you also, for the rest of your life, walk around thinking, I need to go to Sochi.
I know.
And I mean, I've never been to Japan, and after watching all of this, it's like, we have to go. This is my ignorant thing I carry around in my brain is I have to go to Japan, but then I have to go into the mountains.
Yeah, do it.
That's the way you're supposed to do it. Don't stay in the cities. For some reason, nobody wants you
Who are
hanging
you,
out
my
there.
dad? Just by yourself. You're like in loneliness, alone in the wilderness. To do what? Think? Find yourself?
I don't know, like walk down when all the flower petals are falling around you.
You're going to just come out like a trained geisha. You're just going to be like, I spent time alone and now I'm here to just serve. You're going to be in a full-on kimono.
Yeah.
Tom, I think it's a good rebrand.
This would be really good.
Wow. Yeah. And
But it's supposed to be beautiful.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that, you know, when you can go, you should go.
Do you go back?
I haven't in a while.
Yeah.
I haven't in a while. I just have like siblings there now.
Right.
The rest of my family's in Taiwan.
Okay.
And yeah. Japan is chaotic. I actually feel not as home there
That's what I was
anymore.
just going to ask.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel more at home in Taiwan than...
I do.
Yeah.
Because Japanese folks are hard to get to know.
Yeah.
So even if you're like, hey, I'm from here. Hey, old friends. They're just like, oh, you've changed. They're just like that.
Right,
and then,
right.
Okay, well, let's go eat. And then we'll just talk about small things.
Right.
Taiwan is they're more islander vibes.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, they're very much like, come sit down, just strangers.
Right.
Come eat. Oh my God, I made this. There's extra food, and it's some woman you just met.
Oh, that's great.
And her family, yeah.
So maybe I should skip. Maybe I'll just do a couple days in Japan and then go to Taiwan.
Do the wilderness thing in Japan. Maybe go karaoke. People will love you though, because they love different people.
Right. People that don't look like everybody else.
I don't want to say it, Tom,
say
but
it.
you look different. Okay.
What?
I'm
not going to blend in?
They'll probably like, who knows, maybe they'll even know who you are.
No, they won't know. But I do like that I'll look different.
Yeah. So people will like talk to you and maybe even be like really stoked to like maybe touch you and stuff.
But you have you kind of have this very unique vibe about you, where it's obviously there's other cultures at play, but you do have an LA American wise ass part to you. It's kind of this very cool combination.
Yeah, I think it's like hard to place, like I think most people think I'm kind of like, I'm a stoner.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I don't smoke weed, but because I also don't use big words.
Right.
I'm very like simple words and like kind of try to get to the point that way.
Yeah.
I'm not an academic. So maybe I think people think I'm like a stoner.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. Maybe that should be your brand. Maybe you should start smoking weed.
I'm so scared, Tom. I feel like I'm pretty chill.
Right.
That like if I smoke weed, I would like go to sleep and like never wake up again. I'm like, that can happen, right?
No.
Where you're so chill.
Chill.
Do you smoke? Do you smoke?
No.
Okay.
I used to a lot, but I don't anymore. It doesn't really fit.
Yeah. It didn't fit for me too.
Yeah.
And but like there are folks who end up, I think, in the hospital from smoking too much weed.
Yes. Yeah.
So what is that? Is that slowing down too much or what?
It's people are having, no, they're not slowing down. They're freaking out.
Oh, it's from the brain.
Yeah. They're freaking out. Paranoia, freaking out.
Okay.
Yeah. You can get, with this.
But they won't die.
They won't die. No, unless they throw themselves out of a window.
Of course, that's
something
true.
like that.
Okay, so it's more like psychological. It's not your body can actually be that harmed.
No.
In one sitting.
But the way you're talking about it, I think maybe don't smoke pot.
Yeah, no,
I think you're okay.
Truly, I have no idea, I guess, what pot really is. So, yeah. Probably a good idea. Oh, my God. Yeah, no, I'm just going to stick to water, and yeah. Yeah.
Was your mom's issues obvious when you were growing up, or was it later on that it kind of came out?
Yeah. So my mom's like episode started like right after she gave birth to me. I feel like that's so common.
Yeah.
With like mother's going blind or something after the birth.
Right.
And
postpartum.
Right. Exactly. I think that's around when it happened, like postpartum depression, and it's schizophrenia.
Yeah.
And but growing up, I was kind of scared of her because like she would like hear voices in her head and sort of temper tantrums and like throw things. She couldn't communicate her thoughts. There's people bothering her all the time, talking to her, hallucinating all the time. So, but then I didn't have that many friends because of it. And also I was really into Disney movies. And in Disney movies, none of the princesses have a mom.
Right, they're all dead.
They are.
They kill them. They're very quick to kill them.
It's always an evil stepmom.
Yeah.
Right, in place.
Right.
And so I just kind of thought that's how moms were. The way my mom was.
Like the stepmoms.
Yeah.
Right.
So weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just thought like older women. My grandma was kind.
Right.
But I just thought maybe moms were like that.
And that grandma was her mother?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's it. Well, I mean, if it's from day one, you're trying to make sense of this from day one. Like, this is right. I mean, it's not like it just walks in the door when you're 6 and you're like, I have to evaluate it. This is just reality. This is just right. What you're. Yeah.
I mean, up until now, like maybe the last 4 years, I had a hard time making girlfriends because I didn't know really how to approach women.
Oh,
you know,
right, sure.
It kind of like, scared me because it was like I saw my mom also go through like menopause, which also heightened the episodes. And then when she would get like her period, it would get intense too.
Right.
So I was like scared of women.
Oh my
I was
God.
like, oh my
Were you
God.
scared of yourself? Were you scared of like what you were going to
Aren't we all, Tom?
Well, yeah, 100%. Were you more scared of yourself
than a normal person?
No, because like if you have like a father that's that's a big drinker or or a misogynist or whatever, and you think like I can go down that path. Yeah.
I never thought of that. I think I always was kind of a daydreamer and kind of like lived in the present or daydreamed.
Right.
So I never really thought too deep about how I felt. I was always worried about how other people felt, my mom or my grandma, how to make friends and stuff. So I wasn't really scared that something would happen to me. Turns out, my family was. Turns out, I guess schizophrenia usually skips a generation.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so that's good for my kids.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm not. We're not gonna have kids.
Yeah. Well, no, that's good for you. Is that why?
Kind of, but also we're very childlike, my husband and I. And
he seems like a cool guy. Just from
he's cool.
You can just get a good vibe from him, from your account and stuff. He seems. Again, like
cool.
he gets it.
He gets it.
Yeah.
He does, Tom.
Yeah.
This is the wild part. Do you know this?
What?
My husband's mom also has schizophrenia.
No, really?
Yeah.
No way. So both moms.
We don't go to church, huh?
Or to the holidays.
What are the holidays like? Just everyone knowing exactly what to do. That's the cool thing, is both of our families know how to handle schizophrenia.
Right.
And my husband does too. So he handles my mom very, very well.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really remarkable.
It's wild.
When did you find that out? When you were just like started dating, I guess, pretty early.
Like our 3rd date in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Folks have thought that's why we like met or how we met, which is so wild.
Yeah.
I don't know where you would do that.
Yeah, where would you do that?
Like a meeting?
Yeah, like a schizophrenic dog park.
I don't know. Yeah, I wish there was a website like schizophrenia moms only, like farmers only.
Right.
And then I guess just the rest is like finding a look that you like. But it was like our 3rd date. We were like on our date, and then we were about to have sex, and then he got a call from his mom. He was like, I have to take this. And I was like, what? I'm in my underwear, like on your bed.
Right.
I've never been like dismissed so fast.
Yeah.
Wore my good underwear. He walked off, talked to his mom for like an hour, left me on his bed. But then I heard him kind of starting to like comfort her a lot. And then he came back in his underwear still, and he was like, I'm so sorry. Like, my mom has this thing. I don't know if you've heard of it. Schizophrenia. And I was like, oh my God, my mom too.
Jeez.
Yeah. And
wow.
That's how we found out. Yeah.
That's amazing. So then you just put your clothes on and like.
No, we had the wildest sex talk. We were like, oh my God, we deserve this. We were like ripping each other's clothes off. We were like, oh my God. Like that kind of connection. I don't know what the percentage of humans society have schizophrenia.
Yeah.
But to have that shared experience, it's like, God. I saw his childhood right away.
Right.
I just saw his upbringing.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm sure. Like you connected.
Yeah.
In a much deeper way immediately.
Different cultures, doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
He's Texan.
I'm
from Japan.
Yeah, you know how making friends, going to graduating high school.
Checking the vents for microphones that the government implanted.
Oh man. I did this movie called Paper Spiders that just came out, and Lily Taylor is the lead, and she has schizophrenia, and her daughter and I played like this boyfriend who comes in, but it's all that. It's she's convinced that something's happening on the roof. Right. She's convinced the neighbor's doing something.
Oh my God, I want to watch this.
Oh, it's really good.
It's come out.
It's really nice movie. It's out. You can stream it.
Amazing.
Yeah, Paper Spiders.
Okay.
And Yeah, I'm sure you would.
But then that was the part of it, like the like
she
checking for things.
She started thinking that we were like on a date, and she was thinking that they were messing with something like through the speakers.
Yeah.
And she was blaming it all on the neighbor, and thought
Right.
that this neighbor was doing all this stuff to her.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. My mom has issues with the neighbors all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And I have to tell her what my grandma tells me, which is, no, the neighbors don't hate your mom. They hate themselves. I still use that to this day.
Yeah.
My mom doesn't believe it. She's like, no, they're out to get me.
No, there's
They're
a
out to
wire
get
in the
us.
thing. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why are they in the pool? I'm like, because it's a shared pool. You live in a complex. They're in the pool.
Why is there a speaker in my cereal bowl?
Because I put it there. Obviously, it's an interview for my podcast.
Yeah. Well, I have to say, it's not. I mean, there's, we have stuff in our family too, but is there a strength, or is there a kind of a calm growing up with it, like that you? It's just all you knew, so it's not like
Right.
you had this kind of different reality that switched at when you were a teenager or something.
That's so true. Yeah.
Yeah.
There is kind of
But
maybe I live with like a general sadness.
Do you?
Kind of, yeah.
Really?
I'm a very joyous person. I love sharing joy with people, and I love making people laugh and laughing with others.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm pretty empathetic too, because of, growing up watching my mom suffer, and she still is suffering. So, there is a general sadness in that, like when and my grandma's still taking care of her. It's like, let the bitch retire. She's 86.
Right.
She can't eat bread anymore.
Right.
And there I am, just getting to like be on stage performing. Oh my gosh. Like, there's not a moment where I forget them though, because of that. Like, I get to just tell jokes. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I don't even have to do a 9 to 5.
Yeah. Pretty
it's not
great.
Fair. Like, maybe
well, it is
that's
fair,
why
but
but
you have that as the backdrop. So there's, I don't know, maybe guilt, of like
a little bit
of that kind of like, do I deserve this when other people are suffering?
Right.
Which the answer is obviously yes, but it's not something you just kind of shelve and you say yes one day and never have to think about it again.
Right. Of course. Yeah. So, but I think it is kind of it's like a general piece too with it. Yeah.
No, you can tell because I mean, there's not an anxiety when you talk about it. There's not a sense of this is territory that we can't go into. Like really, there's
you
like
should have seen me yesterday. No, when I was hanging out with my mom. No, but it's fine. Yeah. It keeps it. I do wonder what happens if I had like a still married mom and dad that with no mental illness and they were super supportive. I do wonder that sometimes. I think maybe I wouldn't be funny.
I wonder.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder. I wonder if it's kind of interesting. I mean, you probably would. I mean, you are what you are, but
sure, you're right.
It'd probably just be.
But I'd be such a bitch. I think I'd be a bitch.
You would?
Yeah, I'd be like
to the other comedians or to.
Maybe like my parents are still together. I don't know. Do people say that?
Yeah.
Do bullies do that?
Yeah. Well, my family's perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure some kid somewhere once said, my parents are still together. Yours aren't,
Absolutely.
on the playground.
I have to say you're good at it, actually.
Oh,
you might want to do it.
Thank you, yeah.
But flip it. Be like, ew, your parents are together? That's so gross.
My parents listen to their gut instincts and are happily separated. I don't know. That's a mean thing
We don't
to
live
say.
in a prison like your parents.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. I mean, I need this, though.
Yeah.
So thank you, Tom.
Well, you're welcome.
Yeah. Your parents are
together.
Yeah. So hot.
So, it's so
cool.
hot. Yeah. Nothing like watching.
You can be funny with married parents.
Yeah, you can.
I'm just kidding.
You can.
It happens all the time.
There's probably a little less sadness.
No. Or who knows? Like, who's to say, like, there's a lot of stress, too, about parents. with parents being, there's two of them, you know.
Well, yeah.
At every gathering. That's a lot too.
That's a lot too, 100%. I'm really trying to lessen the impact of what the parents have on us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My wife carries a heavy load with her from her folks, and you know, we were talking with another friend the other night, and she was just downloading about her mom, and
Yeah.
you know, these are people that are 40s, 50s,
Right.
still talking about their moms,
Yeah.
and it's like,
I think
Mark Twain. I remember Mark Twain left when he was 14.
Look, I knew you were going to get serious when you were going to quote Mark Twain.
And he sailed back and saw his mom 2 more times in his life. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Why do we carry these mythological figures our whole lives?
Because it's in stories, it's in like books and stuff that you're supposed to. But this is the thing I realized recently. I was telling my friends, I said, if you're worried about getting if you're constantly worried about getting the approval of your parents, just remember they're too busy. Don't even try. They're too busy still trying to get the approval of theirs.
Right.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's right. That's why you skip the parents.
Right.
And just hang out with the grandparents.
Yes.
Because the grandparents are proud of you.
Oh, 100%.
They are not disappointed in you. No, they're
Not at
disappointed in your parents. Still. You know what I'm saying?
I do. That's totally right.
Like, we're constantly trying to get the approval of our parents. They're still busy trying to still do that, too, from their parents.
And
None of us know what we're doing.
I literally was like, that same exact thing that you're saying. And as a parent, I was thinking, why don't I skip that? And just treat my children as if I was their grandparent.
Yes.
And just love them and just let them do it.
100%.
And every parent I tell them about this life hack, they all say, you can't do that. You have to raise them and be critical and be mean.
No, just give them an allowance and a cookie every Christmas like grandparents do. As a person raised by her grandma, I 100% agree.
Right? Why not?
They learn on their own a lot of stuff.
Totally.
My grandma didn't
And your parents wisdom, when I throw stuff at my kids, let me tell you what this part of life is about.
Yeah,
I know that's not
when
sticking.
you throw a frisbee and they catch it. Like, are they really learning something huge?
Right. It's like they just learn from being around.
Yeah,
you're kind of your own thing. There's school, there's friends, there's whatever.
There's computer.
All they need is somebody there that's just, like you said, giving them a cookie and you're the best.
Yeah, who said you have to be teacher? That's not your job. Are you a teacher?
No.
I didn't go to school to be a teacher.
I hate teachers.
I didn't go to school to be a PE teacher either. Why am I on the field throwing baseballs just because I saw it in a movie? That's not what dads have to do. Who said that? Who said that?
Yeah, you're exactly right.
It's truly your literal job is just make sure they don't die.
Yeah, protect them. Be there. Let them know that they've got someone that loves them and is there to be in their videos when they're twerking around you.
Yes, there's an arts and crafts teacher at school. That's what they're for.
Right, exactly.
You don't need to teach them how to bake bread if you want to. Yeah.
Oh, this is good. You've really helped me.
It's so smart. We're we're so smart. Yeah.
And see, that's why we shouldn't smoke weed, because we're kind of tuned in without it. If we did smoke weed, we'd both just be staring at each other you say something.
I'd be like, I checked out when I parked and Okay, what time is it? Oh God! Oh my God!
I know.
What a blast!
This was so great. I don't want to keep you because I know you have big things today. Big things, and this bread is going to bring you luck.
I'm so excited. Tom, you're a philosopher.
You are.
We're philosophers.
Mm-hmm. No, I knew we were going to be friends.
I need you to stop trying so hard with your kids and I guess you're already doing the grandparent thing.
Kind of, not really.
Okay.
A little bit. I don't know. I'm one of 2 parents. So I'd have to get her on board too.
With doing that, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna go down. she wants them to be successful. And
Of course. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
So,
But the grandparent one doesn't care about that. The grandparent one is you're already successful.
wow. Yeah, exactly. That's
Right.
all they need. How old are your kids?
19 and 16,
I think they know. Yeah, okay.
right? They're good.
They're good.
Okay.
They're good.
All right. Will you tell me how you like the bread, and will you
I will.
let Grandma? Okay, if Grandma just found out that she's got this gluten thing, maybe this is her last hurrah.
Yeah, I'm going to say that most people that you fed this to who do have a gluten allergy were okay.
Yeah, they were okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And-
She'll still eat it. She's like in denial, so she'll eat
good.
it.
All right, good.
Yeah.
And good luck on your tour. This looks good.
Thank
looks
you
really,
so much.
Yeah, I saw you. You listed all your spots. You're going to a lot of nice places.
You too.
Yeah.
You too.
Well, you're
Yeah.
the best. We'll do this again.
Sounds good.
Bye. I told you she was a delight. Atsuko, thank you so much for being here. And thank you to the Wild Alaskan Company for sponsoring the program once again. Look, we all should be eating more fish. And it's not, gone are the days when you're a little kid and you're like you're turning your nose up at fish, and fish should be like the lead thing that you eat. It's great protein. This wild caught salmon that comes from the Wild Alaskan Company is so delicious. It's easy to make. It's there in your refrigerator. It just comes right to your door. I love these guys so much, and because they do it the right way. This is Wild Alaskan Seafood. If you go out to eat fish if you order fish when you're out, that's one thing. But to make it at home, it's just such a smart way to go. You have all these crazy things. Like earlier, I said I was making meatballs. What, are you going to do that every night? No, you're not going to do that every night. But you need good protein with good omega-3s, and Wild Alaskan is the company to bring it to you. Each shipment contains premium wild-caught, individually wrapped portions of delicious seafood that's ready to prepare and easy to cook. Wild Alaskan Company seafood is how nature intended it to be. Always wild, never farmed or modified, no antibiotics. You can adjust, pause, or cancel your membership anytime, and they offer 100% satisfaction guaranteed or your money back. Get your nutrition from nature with Wild Alaskan Company. Go and order right now, and you can get 15% off your first box of premium seafood when you visit wildalaskancompany.com/papa, P-A-P-A. That's wildalaskancompany.com/PAPA, Papa, for $15 off your first box. Do it. I'm telling you, once it's delivered and you have it in your freezer, you're going to be so happy. You're going to rest easy. No more running to the store. No more panicking of what you're going to eat. No waiting for stupid delivery services that never show up and just show on the app a car going in the wrong direction. You just go into your freezer, you take out this beautiful little packet of seafood, and you have a meal within seconds. And make sure you include, when you go to wildalaskan.com, Papa, P-A-P-A, so they know that you're coming from the Breaking Bread family. We would also like to thank the good people at Talkspace. The world is racing to get back to normal and start meeting up in person again. But after the year we've all had, getting back to feeling normal is taking time. You can see people are driving a little crazy. People are having a hard time adjusting. This thing that we went through, you hopefully got out of it with your health, but your mental health is a whole nother deal. And sometimes you just need to talk. And sometimes, look, we talk to our friends who are experiencing issues, but they don't always give you the advice that we need. So getting unbiased feedback and advice from a licensed professional can be refreshing and rewarding. When you're at a low point, you might feel alone, but over 50% of Americans struggle with their mental health. We all need help sometimes, and asking for support when you need it is actually a sign of strength. So whether you're a parent, a student, a millennial, or just someone having a hard day, Talkspace can provide the support to help you feel better with a single message. Set goals with your therapist. They can help you make sure you're really progressing. Talkspace therapists help you develop tools to cope in difficult times. This is a great, great service. Talkspace works around your schedule at your convenience. Thousands of licensed therapists available for you to match with. Start feeling better with a single message. Match with a licensed therapist when you go to Talkspace.com and get $100 off your first month with the promo code PAPA. That's $100 off when you use the code PAPA, P-A-P-A, at Talkspace.com. If you're walking around feeling like you need to be heard and you need to get some things off your chest or just make sense of your life or just have a friendly, educated voice on the other end of the line, this is it. Talkspace.com. Okay, now I'm enjoying this. I enjoy this a lot. I love Rachel so much. I was the officiant at her wedding. She is a good friend of mine. She's always so damn funny. She's just so refreshing. And that's the one good thing about this podcast. One of the many good things about this podcast is that I can actually connect with some friends who I haven't spoken to in a while and get a little bit more of a concentrated, meaningful conversation. So let's grab a quick bite with Rachel Feinstein.
Rachel.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm okay. I'm just laying around right now. I've been having a particularly worthless morning, doing some feeding, and so you called.
Is it still raining there?
No, it's fine. I can't use that as an excuse for not having.
I know. It was like it rained for like 2 days straight, and I was like, well, I can't get up.
I know. I love a storm. I love the idea of needing to take shelter as an excuse for worthlessness, but it's perfectly fine outside, and I haven't moved many of my limbs yet.
What have you eaten today?
I've been sort of eating hummus and different cracker type things. I eat a hostile amount of Quest chips.
What are Quest chips?
They're like some chips that are supposed to be healthier than most chips, but they're not really if you eat 8 or 9 bags of them. Some sort of like healthy chip. I'll believe it. Commercial that says any nonsense. I've also got to say it's plant protein, and I've hurled it down my throat.
I know. I keep telling people I'm plant-based, and it has no merit.
Nothing at all. Yes, I've had some of that. What else have I eaten today? I made eggs this morning. I tried to make pancakes, but there was kind of a sadness to them, and my daughter rejected them.
What do you mean?
Well, I didn't realize, but I had them left over from when I was pregnant. I had diabetes when I was pregnant, so it's like a gluten-free pancake, and it didn't work. You know, there was like a sadness to that texture of the pancake.
It just comes out really flat, I'd imagine.
Yeah, she usually eats anything, but she looked at me with a great sorrow when I tried to eat that.
How are you going to win her heart? How are you going to turn it around?
I don't know. I have to make something better for her. She really likes pizza, so I'll give her some pizza later.
Right, and then you don't have to make it.
I make a good red lentil pasta that I like to make. This red lentil pasta with meat sauce and spinach, and she likes that. So maybe I'll do that tonight.
Wow, you make a meat sauce?
I make a meat sauce. Yeah, sometimes I use ground turkey. You know.
Wow, look at you.
I do some things.
Yeah, you're very domestic.
I like to make a couple dishes, but it's not. I don't cook like you do. It's not like a daily thing. I just every once in a while I get up out of my cave and I take a swing.
And is your husband a cook? Your husband, he makes kombucha and a bunch of stuff.
Yes,
Does he cook also?
Cook a lot because they have to learn how to cook for the whole firehouse because they have to in the beginning.
Right.
Learn how to cook a great deal of food for a lot of people, so they can make a lot of food. They're good with knives. That sounded more disturbing than I meant to sound. That's why you always see. I don't know if people notice this, but you might see firemen in groups in grocery stores. They're always grocery shopping together. And he is a good cook. He cooks a lot.
And does it make him more judgy about what you make?
He kind of will slam anything in his face. That's one thing I will say. Yeah, I have like 4 dishes that are. I know how to fake it.
Right.
It's the same thing with piano. Like I know how to play chords and pretend like I can play the piano.
Uh-huh.
So, I make a salmon with honey and ginger and soy sauce that's pretty good.
Nice.
I have a couple of things, but like 3 or 4 things that if you didn't know any better, you would think I knew my way around a kitchen. But that's not it.
This is impressive. This is much more than I thought you were going to say. I thought for sure you were going to be like, the baby gets some stuff from a jar, and other than that, it's takeout.
I could do a couple of things, and then but I messed up a lot too. Like this morning, this was a real major fail. The batter is still out. Like it's going to be used later. It's over. I've just got to throw it out.
Was she nice about it, or was she just kind of quiet?
She looked sad. She was like, why would you do this? If the gluten-free product isn't like a really good brand, like there's really a sadness to.
Yeah.
The consistency doesn't work on some of them.
Right. I know. Whenever people ask if I'll make gluten-free bread for them, I'm like, no one's going to win in this scenario.
Yeah, no, it's not.
You're going to judge me and think I can't make bread, and you're going to be unhappy because you realize that you're trying to eat bread with no gluten. This is just eat tortillas. Yes,
exactly. Something without, skip the whole subject. That's the thing with pancakes. If you want pancakes, then I'm realizing as I'm scooping this into the trash, I took a picture of it first so you can see how sad it is. But if you want pancakes, just have pancakes, or if not, just have something else. But my recommendation is not to try to do what I did.
All right. Well, are you going on tour? Or are you going to be in New York for a while? I think I'm going to roll through next month.
I'm going to be in, let me see, where am I next week? Next month I'm in Missouri, and I think I'm in, I'm Missouri, and I'm in Buffalo, but I'll be home in New York a lot too. So most of the time I'll be here and we can hang. I'm excited to see you. Are you going to come to the cellar and do your show?
Yeah, I think so. I think like mid September, which is really prime salmon time.
Oh, perfect. By the way, wait, Tom, I should know this. Now, I know you make bread a lot, but do you cook in general, like nightly?
Yeah, pretty much nightly. Pretty much.
What are a few of your favorite meals?
I'm mostly Italian-based stuff. Mm-hmm. So a lot of different kind of pastas, a lot of different kind of sauces. I'm really good with all that stuff. And then in California, also on the grill, like there's a lot of stuff that, because my family is mostly vegetarians, I'll go out, I'll make meat, but I usually do it outside of the house out of respect for their love of animals. So I'll go out back and grill things. But mostly Italian. Anything Italian, I can cook.
Oh, good. I love Italian. I love everything Italian. Food just makes everybody happy.
Yeah, it does, exactly. And I make this great rigatoni. I can make it all. But I think when you come to California, that's what you have to do is come over. I've had Ryan Hamilton come over, even Keith. I said Keith and Bill Burr and a lot of different people. Aaron Foley. So
I'm coming out with Jessica Curson next month because we're gonna do some press for our prank album. So maybe we can come hang with you.
Oh, that'd be perfect. All right, I will host you.
Okay, I can't wait, Tommy. Talk to you.
You're the best.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
All right, a big thank you to Atsuko Okatsuka. She is hilarious. Go to her Instagram and make sure you can you look it up. It is damn funny, and she's also touring. She was a great conversation. I love her so much. Also, Rachel, a big thank you to Rachel Feinstein. Go to all of her social media and check out her tour. Like and subscribe to our podcast. Please tell your friends. Please circulate it around. Give us lots of stars. Go to our YouTube channel. You can actually see Atsuko. She was here live in person. And you can give us lots of love, lots of stars, maybe some nice comments. You could also check out the other videos. There's stand-up videos on there. And also the Getting Baked series, where we just posted olive bread and scones. And there's a lot of secrets for sourdough. It's a great little place, so go there and subscribe as well. You guys are the best. We'll see you next time. Bye.